Hello everybody, this is Chris Stetzel here with a how-to video on how to create a poster to showcase at this year's Creative Achievement Conference. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on Google Drive. This directory right here, Creative Achievement Conference template, should be shared with you if you're taking part in the conference. If it's not shared with you, simply contact your advisor or your teacher or whoever's in charge of your project, and they can get this directory shared with you. Inside of this directory, there's a couple of documents that we're going to be concerned with. First of all, there's the poster template, and then the poster template for anyone in the honors program. Now, we are encouraging you to use Google Slides for this. Google Slides is simple, and when you use it, everything that you create gets stored on your Google Drive, and it gets backed up, and we have version control, and so everything is right there for you. Now, if you'd rather not use Google Slides, but you'd rather use PowerPoint or LibreOffice or some other tool, then you can always download one of these by just right-clicking on it and going into the menu and clicking Download, and then it can open up in other programs as well and get a local copy of it. The other document that we're going to be concerned with is the actual how-to document on how to create this particular poster. It's what we're going to go over today in this little video. It's called How to Create an Academic Poster, and basically it's just going to give you some pointers and some tips about how to organize your poster. First of all, pay attention to what the goal of the poster is, and pay attention to this section here about what to use. Once again, we're asking that you use Google Slides, or we're encouraging you to use Google Slides, but you're more than welcome to use any of these other tools or anything that you're comfortable with as well. The basics of the poster that you're going to create, if you open the poster template here, basically this kind of format or layout is basically what we're going to go after here. So your title goes at the top. There should be the Merrimack College logo in the corner. You do not have to make it blue. You don't have to make it this exact color scheme. You can make a different color scheme. In fact, if all of the posters have the same color scheme, it is a little bit boring. But this is sort of a start, and it's kind of a classic Merrimack color. So when you're creating your poster, your title goes at the top, and then you always have to put your name right below it, and then information about your advisor, your course, your instructor, anything and anyone that was involved in helping you with the project or supervising your project. Now, if you look at the honors program template looks very similar. It's a little bit different in that down here in the corner there is the little honors seal. That's basically the only major difference. So we're going to concentrate on the poster template itself. But anyone who's in the honors program or presenting an honors thesis project should use this template instead. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Now the size of your poster should be 36 inches by 48 inches and set to landscape mode. So this is landscape mode. Now, to change the size of a poster, again, if you're using the template, it's already set up it's already at 3 feet by 4 feet or 36 inches by 48 inches. But if you are looking to create your own from scratch, or you want to make a change to it, then you go to Page Setup under the File menu, and quite simply you change the 2 dimensions. Now the reason it's 36 inches is because these will be printed on a plotter, and a plotter has a roll of glossy paper, or non-glossy paper depending on which plotter type you use, but the roll itself is 3 feet wide. So it's an easy dimension to make your poster 3 feet wide. Other basics, the template is there for you. It talks about honors students. The content itself for the poster is going to be different based on your discipline. So your particular discipline, your particular class, whatever your project happens to be, that's going to dictate what your content looks like, what you actually want to put on the poster. The job of the poster is to provide enough information so that people's attention get grabbed when they are walking by and they want to come and ask you questions, and you fill in the gaps of any information while you're standing next to your poster. So the content is going to be different based on what your discipline is. There's a few tips and tricks, and there's a few things that you should keep in mind that's pretty standard across all disciplines. First of all, when deciding what to put on your poster, create an outline. The first step toward designing your poster is to create this outline where you know exactly what information in a general sense you're going to put on the poster. This section also talks about the header, which is your name and the title and author and other affiliations, and then implement your outline. So once you have your outline, you know the information that you're going to put on your poster, then place it on your poster. Now, one thing that looks particularly nice is if every individual section is separated by one of these rounded boxes. So these are pretty easy to make in Google Slides. You can insert a shape and make that shape a rounded box. Then you can change the fill. So if you look up here, we have the fill color and the line color, and these things you can change. The line color will change the boundary and the fill color will change inside. Every section should have a title. The title should be larger than the rest of the text by at least a little bit. And every section should be clearly separated, so there should be some white space between all of the boxes themselves. There's a series of general tips. You don't want to include large walls of text. You want to use bulleted lists where appropriate, like you're creating a PowerPoint presentation or something similar. You want to use a lot of diagrams. Diagrams tend to catch the eye, so if your particular content lends itself well to being represented by diagrams and pictures and figures and tables and other things that are eye-catching, go ahead and use all of those. Now, when you're saving your own poster, you want to make a copy of the poster template. So if you ever want to get a copy of this particular document so that you're not overwriting this, although you won't have write access to these particular files in general, but when you want a copy of it but you don't want to leave Google Docs, then you can simply use the make a copy function. And when you make a copy, it creates a copy for you. It takes a few seconds, and now you have a copy. And you can rename the document whatever you want. So you can rename and change the name, and now you have your own copy to work with, and you can start to make changes however you want. Google Docs, Google Slides allows movement, allows resizing of things. You can change the corners of the rounded boxes. You can change the angle if you wanted to. You can, when you're moving these around, then it has some really good lines. So right now you can see this red line going across. That means that that box is in the center of these other two boxes, which means that they're all perfectly lined up. And so you can make sure that everything is lined up well. Now when you're done, contact your advisor, contact your professor, whomever is in charge, and get information about how to print the particular poster, and you'll be good to go. Then you'll print it, and you'll be able to set it up at the academic conference. So I hope that this gave you a good sort of overview on how to get started, how to create your document here, and how to start putting some content on there. If you have any questions, feel free to contact myself, anyone else who's affiliated with the conference, or your advisor or professor, and I hope that helped. So thank you very much.